Hello, my lovely Marshall blenders. Hey, how are you guys doing? Here is the lovely person who I used the color wow extra strength. Her hair absolutely reverted. Here you see me using hair septic. Hair septic is a wonderful treatment. My barber introduced me to it, and it just really it's an antiseptic for the scalp. It just is awesome. Next, you saw me apply some of the Mizani. I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna get the name for you. And then I combed it through, and that was all I used for the blowout. The hair septic is absolutely usable on that. It actually is something you can add even to your relaxers, to your lighteners, to anything that you're actually going to be doing to the hair. So the Mizani product is called Mizani 25 Miracle Nourishing Oil for all hair types. And it you don't need to use a lot, you know. Now, what we did to her, because we were going to do this is a blowout in preparation for her crochet braids, and so I had to make sure that she was absolutely moisturized, absolutely hydrated and moisturized, right? So we shampooed her. I created a cocktail shampoo. The basis was the Affirm dry scalp anti-itch shampoo, but to it I added some of the K18 detox and some of the red kid acid bonding. That was the blend that I used there for that shampoo cocktail. Shampooed her twice. Oh, I also did add some of the do grow tingling growth shampoo, you know. So we did about 3 shampoos with that, and then the deep conditioning, it was a cocktail of deep conditioner and masks. This case I did put her under the dryer, the hooded dryer with a processing cap, because it was essential that her hair was super hydrated and moisturized. And so here you see me going in with the round brush. I'm blowing her hair out. I am using the Babyliss Pro porcelain blow dryer. I really do love this blow dryer. It dries the hair. It's the fastest drying. So it is the fastest drying. You know, I have different blow dryers for different purposes. If I need to blow dry the hair very fast, this one is the one that I will use. It does give a smooth blowout. It gives a beautiful blowout. I feel that the twin turbo, though it may take a little longer, it gives a more polished look to the ends. That's the only difference that I feel. I feel that the technology in it gives a polish to the end. Sometimes you'll see me dry the hair quickly with the Babyliss and finish off the ends with the twin turbo. It's just something that I do. I'm sharing with you guys. Olivia Garden is the brush. I love her brushes. I remember back in the day thinking, oh my goodness, these brushes do not work on black hair. It just does. But guess what? Yes, it does. I saw my friend, her name is Honey. She was the owner of the salon, and she blew out this girl's hair using the brushes, and I was like, yo, eso le quedó super liso. Like, I was like, so that means it was me not knowing how to use it was what was wrong. It wasn't the brush. And so I asked for some lessons. I learned, and I was like, okay, yes, I really do like using it also. Although I still maintain that boar bristle brushes are the best for the best polish. They do give the best polish, but I'm going to use the word vented ceramic brushes, because these do have spaces, right? Vented ceramic brushes do contribute for a faster style, because it kind of gives the idea of a roller. You know how the magnetic rollers have the spaces. It gives that idea, you know, so that's exactly what it is. But let me tell you, this Babyliss Pro dryer, it is the bee's knees. It is the bee's knees. It dries the hair pretty fast. Her hair came out absolutely gorgeous. The color wow promises to there you see me going in with a boar bristle. That's the Wen boar bristle brush. I just love it. It does what it needs to do. But it promises to stay in the hair for up to, I think, 3 shampoos. I can say, yeah, definitely still in there doing its job. But you also see that it does not affect the curls. What I can also say is that her hair is feeling so much stronger. When she first came to me, the hair was not feeling super strong. It feels so strong. I'm sure that the coat from the Color Wow has to deal with it. I'm sure that the treatments from the K18 have to deal with it, and the Olaplex treatments that also follow up sometimes with her hair. She's been doing what she has to do at home, you know, trying to make sure she wears a real silk or a real satin bonnet, because sometimes we'll purchase a satin bonnet or a silk bonnet and think that it's real and it's silk or ceramic feel, you know. So you got to be careful about that. If it says silk or ceramic feel, you have to look at what it says. You have to look at what it says, what it's made of. You know, sometimes it'll say silk or satin, and then when you look at what it's made of, it says polyester. You know, if it says that the lining is silk or the lining is satin, okay, because that means that the part that's going to be touching your hair is silk or satin. So lining doesn't mean the line that forms the band that goes around the head. I used to think that's what it meant for some of us that think that. The lining actually means what lines the actual bonnet, what's inside. That's what lining means. So you want to make sure that it's silk or satin. The other thing I tell people is, if you are accustomed to using heavy butters, if you're accustomed to using heavy butters or heavy oils, make sure to, what she was telling me, she switches out her bonnets. Make sure you switch out your bonnets. Also make sure you wash your bonnets, and it's just don't wash it with just detergent. So this is my advice to you: when you wash your bonnets, by hand with shampoo. Get a shampoo, VO5. I'll be honest with you, VO5, they have a clarifying shampoo. It's the Kiwi shampoo, I believe. Use that to clean, to wash your bonnets. Use that to wash your pillowcases. Your pillowcases, especially if you wear oils or butters, should be cleaned weekly. Because this is just a little bit of advice, right? Sometimes you'll see that your hair may start thinning out or falling out and it feels premature. Well, guess what? If you're sleeping on a pillowcase or a bonnet or a scarf that has a lot of oils, there might also be a lot of bacteria, right? And so those things can affect that. Those things can affect it. So that's why the same way your scalp has to be clean, so does what goes on it. And that's just a side advice. But she one advice that she says is switch out your bonnets. So in other words, try to have 3-4 different bonnets, or 3-4-5 different scarves that are silk or satin, or satin, and then that'll help you make sure that your silk press or your blowout doesn't go greasy. Because if you have the oils in the bonnet or the pillowcase or the scarf, your heat from your scalp will aphasia. You guys know I have aphasia. I had a TIA 2019. From your scarf or your bonnet, the heat will heat it up, will reactivate it, and then your hair will get oily. But look at that blowout. That was a very quick blowout. I love this blow dryer. And that's it. So now we're ready for the crochet. So the next video I'm going to make is going to be the braiding one. All right, check it out. Goodbye, my lovely Marshall blenders.